I've been coming to Sound Off since my freshman year of high school, and it was always such an exciting time of year to see these bands that weren't much older than I was and like doing crazy things and like being on stage in the EMP.
Sound Off, it's a platform, it's a place that it puts unknown musicians on a very huge pedestal, and it really gives them a great first step forward.
It really introduced me to some talented young artists that I knew were going to do something great. And then I just kind of got to watch and see what they did with it.
The exposure they get, it's crazy. Even people who don't win have careers playing live in Seattle. You know, the runners-up and the third place, and even the fourth place. Like, people they start to hear about these bands as the whole thing goes along. And there's lots of industry people there at the semifinals and like watching these bands.
It definitely brings people together. There's definitely a lot of opportunities to work with other artists and producers, you know. It really just expands networks and connections, and I think that for me personally, it really opened a lot of doors that I didn't necessarily see before or even had.
We all more or less have to compete. It's a competitive nature, just making art, but we also have to build a community and a safe environment where we can depend on each other and build together. So I think Sound Off is like a little microcosm of the music community in Seattle.
It's like eternally a growing family, which is cool. And I mean, they're just people who are so like earnestly into music, and I think most people any of the band members you would ask today, almost all of them appeared to like want to do music forever, seriously, which is like super like great energy to be around.
I started to network with other people that had been to the Sound Off, like Brothers from Another and Saul, and there's a sort of a common ground, you know. It's like, this is something this is a trial that we went through, you know, this is something that we overcame, and, you know, regardless if they were first or second or, you know, it's just like, yeah, I was a part of that.
We're all here doing the same thing for more or less the same reasons, and I think just seeing like-minded young artists that are on top of it is inspiring.
The third place gave us Folk Life, so we got to play Folk Life, which was super fun. And then the KEXP Audio Oasis show for winning audience favorite.
It's really great that KEXP recognizes Sound Off as a program that recognizes up-and-coming musicians and gives them an opportunity to hear their music on the radio and to meet some of the DJs.
You know, there's one thing to be in love and love certain bands, musicians, records, whatnot, but that first time you experience them, you can't beat it. And Sound Off offers that. You see the bands, the members of the bands that are in it blossom into, you know, the next wave of popular music and tastemakers and culture makers in Seattle and the Puget Sound. It's huge.